Time waits for no facilitator. Probably the feature we use the most at Mural, especially when people are in meetings with me, because I tend to blah blah. How do I keep time? So at the top here, when we have this facilitate the superpowers, indeed, there you have the little timer feature. I'm just going to go out here and then show you. If you open that up, you can set the time. It's pretty straightforward here. You can set the amount of time you want the timer to run. I've set 10 minutes in this instance. Then at the end of the timer, so when it's run out, because it counts down, it'll play a little sound for you. So you can select you either want the aeroplane or cello or a cuckoo sound. It's up to you. You can also listen to what the sound sounds like before it actually plays. You can also mute the sound, because in some instances what folks do, we do it all the time, is that you want to time box your presentation or your workshop, and you don't want it to interrupt the thinking or the participation of folks in the session. You can then mute that sound and just use the visual indicator that I'm going to demonstrate now. So when I set my time, set the sound that I wanted to play when it runs out, and then I start the timer. Now what will happen at the top is you'll see that it changes color and it's indeed activated. The little clock will also show you, it's a little visual indicator of how much time you have left, but then also you have clear countdown happening here. Now, maybe you want to change the time. Maybe you want to stop the timer. You can click on that area again, and the contextual menu will open up, and you have now a few additional features. You can see the timer counting down. Also, keep in mind that if you leave the canvas, the timer will continue running. So if you run into trouble, maybe you want to do a quick refresh, or you want someone else to take over. A facilitator, though, remember, only a facilitator can actually activate these and deactivate these features. You can have someone else come in. Now you'll see that you can still change the time, you can still mute it. And then here's a handy little feature that I've used a couple of times. So from time to time you have someone, or there's maybe a time box area where people are having a conversation, and then it gets really deep and really interesting, and you don't want people to get interrupted by the timer. As a facilitator, you can quickly sneak in, maybe add an extra minute. You'll see it just jump by a minute. Maybe it's going really intense, or maybe you're running a little bit behind time, or you've won time on another session. You can just add more time here if you want to. Of course, you can also go back and pause the timer. Let's say it's time for lunch or something like that. You can pause the timer. You can then go back in and then start the timer again. Or indeed, you can go back, pretty straightforward, and then stop the timer. And it'll indicate to you that the time's up when the timer is off. And as easy as that. Remember, you can use it for certain time box sessions. You can use it to measure yourself. And there's all kinds of interesting things that people use the timer for. In fact, the timer is also used in combination with, let's say, the voting session and some of the other facilitation superpowers. So don't forget to set the time.